Hey there. We'll give people a few seconds to roll on in, and then we'll get started. Welcome to Sapphire Ridge News, where we talk about conservative politics, lawfare, and current events. So today's topic is YSL Juror number 409. I've been waiting to do this because when I saw her interview with Dennis Byron did a good job, but her answers were so atrocious that I had to turn the interview off. It's no reflection on him because he was trying to do a good job. Her answers were the problem. Now, let's keep in mind that she says she's a legal assistant. She has no concept of what reasonable doubt means. None. She says that if you get arrested for something, that you're guilty. And that's not the way our system works at all. When you get arrested, you go to trial, and it's the prosecutor's job to prove that you did what they claim you did. And it's the prosecutor's job to prove it. Your defense team is not required to prove that you didn't do it. Their job is to prove that you did it. And she said several things that just twisted me the wrong way. And I said, nope, I can't deal with this. Just because you get arrested for something doesn't mean you're guilty. Hey, Zach. Yeah, I've been starting my stream at 4 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, I've been starting my streams at 4 o'clock Eastern all the time now. And it's just atrocious. Just because you get arrested for something doesn't mean that you did it or that you're guilty or that they can prove that you did it. And then she should never have gotten through voir dire. She should never have gotten through voir dire at all. Yeah, this is my new start time. It works out better for me to start earlier. Then I'm not competing with other streams like JR that runs in the evening. But it's like she says she's a legal assistant, which that's fine. But then she said that she was angry at the other jurors for voting not guilty. Right. There's a reason for the arrest, but that doesn't mean you'll be proven guilty. And she was saying that just because they got arrested for it means they're guilty and that they should go to jail. It's like, no, that's not what that means. You know, the prosecution must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you did it. They must have facts to back up that you did it. In this whole YSL case, they didn't have the facts to back up what they were saying. They just didn't. They just did not have the facts to back up what they were saying. You know, I can go to 2 examples. The first one is Yak Gotti. They said that Yak got out of the white Bonneville, walked in the store, and walked back outside and got in the gray Infinity and went off and did the drive-by. That is not what's on videotape. Not even close. He gets out of the white Bonneville. He goes inside the store. He comes out. He goes and talks to the driver of the gray Infinity. And then he walks over and gets back in the white Bonneville. At no time did he get into the Infinity and leave. And in fact, on the gas station video, it shows when he's walking to the Bonneville, the gray Infinity leaves. He's still not in the Bonneville yet. And the other one is Shannon Stillwell. They tried to say that he unalived Shamel Drinks. The medical examiner testified that Shamel was hit in the back of the head at the base of the skull, shattering his cervical spine and immobilizing him and causing death instantly. And they showed on the videotape for 34 seconds after Shannon's car turned and left, Shamel was there pumping the brakes on his car. Pumping the brakes. Okay, so that means he had not been shot yet, not been unalived, because instantaneously immobilized means you can't no longer move. And there's no conscious movement and unconscious movement after you've been unalived. Hilton tried to say that the 34 seconds of pumping the brakes was unconscious movement. And that is just not true. The medical examiner stated clearly that he would have been immobilized instantly, meaning no more movement after that gunshot. None. And they also discounted the Dodge Charger that sped up behind Shannon's car and causing Shannon to turn to the right and speed off. And it was the Dodge Charger that you could see muzzle flash from within inside the car. They took the headliner out of Shannon's car and tested the entire headliner and found no gunshot residue. None. And it's just bizarre how they thought all that time, oh yes, you know, he did this happened, and on videotape, none of what they said happened. None of it. Yeah, Yak got out of the white Bonneville, walked inside the gas station, I presume to pay for his gas. And then he walked back outside and talked to the driver of the gray Infiniti, and then walked over and got back in his car. It's just so much bizarre. Yeah, the case is over. Yak Gotti was found not guilty on all counts. Shannon was found guilty of a gun charge, uh, possession of a gun by a felon, and not guilty on everything else. And so then now the next 6 that are waiting to be tried, the status hearing is on the 17th of December. But they dropped the RICO charge this week. And the Judge Whitaker, told them, right, this trial took 2 years. 2 years. It took them 9 months to seat a jury. How crazy is that? 9 months to seat a jury. Nine months just to seat the jury. And then for that one juror to say that she was angry at the other jurors because they voted not guilty. It's like, well, the evidence wasn't there. You can't vote someone guilty when there's no evidence to support it. She's just crazy. You know, they have to have the evidence to prove that you did something wrong. Like I did the thing yesterday on Daniel Penny in New York, and this new case, Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, got unalived. Whoever this was, to me, it looks like a professional hit. And the reason I say that is because he was due to testify against Nancy Pelosi in like 2 or 3 weeks for insider trading. And then he just gets unalived. Now, United Healthcare isn't the best healthcare company, insurance company, but yeah, bizarre cases. Daniel Penny, see, the case with Daniel Penny, he should not have been arrested. The cops said that it was justified, and the DA tried to make it a racial thing, which really frosts me because it wasn't. This young man got on the subway train threatening this young black woman and her kids, and you know, Daniel felt he had to intervene, that he had to save her because he was saying that he was going to unalive them and that he didn't care if he went to jail. Said he did not care. Hey, survivor. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Drop a link here. There's survivor. If you want to come up, just click the link. You're okay, survivor. Let me know if that link works, survivor. Okay, I hear it beeping. Where did it go? Oh, here you are. Hey, there you are.
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hold on, let me see. Why does it sound like echo? Hold on.
All right.
Let me see if I can. I think, and I've been twice. Hold on.
All right.
All right. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess it's still. Hold on, because I'm going on from matter. Hold on.
Sure.
All right. I use a.
There should be a button.
Yeah, I'm there, but I don't want it to.
Well, you can just be like this and just talk like it's a phone call.
Yeah.
It's up to you if you don't want to be on screen.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to see why I'm hearing that. I'm hearing a lag.
Yeah.
But you
Well,
don't hear Wi-Fi, right?
right.
Okay.
So I was talking about Juror 409.
Yes.
I had to turn the interview off because she was making me angry.
Yeah, she definitely someone dangerous.
Yeah.
In that regard, even if you like some attachment to whatever's being presented, you still have to be able to look at evidence only and remove your emotion.
Right. This is a
So,
person who says that their profession is a legal assistant.
exactly. So that's why she should even have more experience about what should and what should not be.
Right.
any
And
type of personal feelings that she feels about. So she had a big issue, and if you remember, this actually, this evidence came out like way sooner in the case about when maybe Jeffrey Williams was a little younger,
right,
out at his home, and they were outside of the home with the baby, and the baby made some type of there's gang sign with his hands. I think the baby probably could have been like maybe 1 and
right,
they showing the video over and over and over again, depending on what who was on the stand, which they should never have been allowed to show that more than once.
right,
The video more than once. It should have come in with the witness that actually found that evidence. Whichever investigator found that evidence, it maybe came in with that investigator only. But a lot of evidence in that case they used for shock value. Unfortunately, Juror 409 got emotional when she saw the child make the
right,
hand sign, and she had to leave out of the courtroom, according to her words.
right,
And so from there, she was not able to objectively look at any of the other evidence, because from that moment on, she already had it in her mind that they were guilty. And
right,
she had she not been an alternate, and had she been one of the jurors, they would not have been able to talk her down. She would have stood her ground.
right,
Um, that's just not how the law works. It does not
right,
work like that. There's a lot of things that we don't like that happen in life. But in a court of law, if you're ever called to be a juror, you are supposed to look at the evidence only. That is such a small piece of evidence for her to make a conclusion about charges of people unaliving other people, robbing other people, and doing all sorts of things. And then not just um, on other, it was so many other people, because we know that Fulton County weaponized the people act, and
right,
and they wanted to use it to their advantage. There all types of things go in the case. Double jeopardy, a lot of time that the time was already served for. They were able to produce it, reproduce it because of the recall.
right,
The unobliged of the two men, male drinks and nut. First of all, I'm
right,
letting you know who's listening. If their family is listening, it's not a dig at their family, and the family they are upset. They're upset because the last two men were found guilty, and they right to be upset. Their loved one was um unalive, but their anger should be with the prosecution of Fulton County, because they did not um they did not thoroughly investigate these crimes. If you were able to get information about the two cars from plate reader, you
right,
definitely have gotten the information about the third and fourth vehicle that they just decided not to apply at all. And from looking at the evidence, as many times as we saw that video, it appeared that Shannon Stillwell and Nichols was brutalized, and up to 34 minutes later, Jamel Green was still moving, like he was
right,
pressing the brake. Um, it looks like either car number 3 or car number 4, whoever was in
right,
the cars, somebody cars committed unaliving.
right.
Um, and
I was just telling Zach that
mm-hmm,
the medical examiner
right,
stated that he was shot in the back of the head at the base of the neck and the skull.
Correct.
You cannot shoot someone in the back of the head from the side of the car.
Right.
And she also said that he was immobilized instantly.
Instantly.
That means after the shot, he could not move.
No
And the
more.
fact that he was pumping the brakes for 34 seconds after Shannon's car left means he was still alive.
Right. The fact, the argument, I should say, that Hilton made is he could have voluntarily moved his foot that many times. Well, total of 3 different times that he moved his foot on and off the brake. And so according to the medical exam, their medical that examined him, like I said, he would have passed on from the wounds from that he sustained from the injury. He would not have been able to again.
Right.
But what Hilton tried to do, and it also blew up in her face, was her whole closing statement. I don't think 80% of her closing statement. And so, right after she gave her closing statement, I instantly got ill because I'm like, oh my goodness, the last thing that they're hearing. She's entering new information that was never part of the trial, like Shannon Stillwell washing his car. So they removed the headrest. It's not the headrest. That far. If you remember what the name of it was, it's the like the cloth, like up above, like your head. Because if you're going to shoot a gun, it's the gunfire is it's not going to just go in one direction. Gunfire. The residue is going to, explode. So she switched from
right.
Him shooting inside the car. He stuck his hand out of the car and he shot. Even in that scenario, some of that gun residue would definitely still fly backwards. Would have been on his clothing or something like that. When they arrested him, he had on the same clothes that he was wearing the night before. That's stuff that they just cannot explain away.
Right.
So if Juror 409 went into deliberation with her way of, she would have just been doing a good service.
Right.
So yeah, it's all kinds of wrong.
She should not ever have gotten past voir dire.
You know what, Flesh of the Gods, I think we have been there for a little while last night, but Flesh of the Gods actually played some of the jury selection, and it was interesting to see some things that we may have forgotten. And one person that was very interesting was the young man that was a therapist who was carjacked somehow or another. Somebody mentioned that the carjacking was done by YSL, so he heard the music. He never heard that YSL was a gang. He only knew YSL was a music group because his children listened to some of their music. And there's another
right.
YSL artist named Gunna. His children listen to that music. But what he said was he didn't know if he could not be biased because of the carjacking. But then he said that he may be able to. And then, so from right there, you know that he's not going to be able to look at the evidence. Um, and he said that he would be biased from both sides. He's mad with Tab because they never got back to him with um about the carjacking. It's like, okay, he reported it back, they never got back, so he's upset with them. Then he's upset about being carjacked. So he's
Right.
like on both sides. Like he may be biased, but he thinks that once listening to like some testimony, he may be able to be unbiased and just follow the evidence. No, so he needed to be stricken immediately, which the defense did because of him saying like he's upset with the state as well as the other side. And Love was fighting hard for him to be on the jury. So that just spoke volumes to me yesterday, and to re-see that
Right.
was a lot. But Juror 4 now never be allowed to be free I don't think
Right.
he could. So not and without all the facts, like, cause the thing is for me, like I said, nobody wants to dismiss, people when they have loved violence. My thing is, go after the correct people. Go after the people that committed these crimes. Don't try. And what they did in this case was you really want Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug.
Right. See,
A lot of other people were just collateral because they were around. And if you remember Little Rod, he a part of this case at all. He can say he's YSL on tape from jail all that he wants. He was 15 years old when he was arrested, and he still looks like he's about 14 or 15 years old. He was already serving life for the unaliving that he committed at the age of 15. Why was he a part of this case? For shock value to the jurors. Oh my goodness, look at this kid here. He was a kid, and he's following this gang. And so now he's doing life, and right now he's only 22 years old, and he's been incarcerated.
right.
Since
See,
he was 15.
What I said is that Hilton let her hatred of Thug blind her to the actual evidence in the case.
Exactly. Perfectly said.
That she could not see past her hatred to see that what she was saying happened didn't happen. What she said, and I pointed this out to Zach right before you signed on. She said that Yak got out of the white Bonneville, walked into the gas station, and walked out of the gas station and got into the Infinity and left with the Infinity. That never happened.
No, it didn't.
He got out of the Bonneville. He walked into the gas station. I presume he paid for his gas. He walked out. He talked to the driver of the Infinity, and then walked and got back in the Bonneville.
There was a lot of things that they were trying to infer or trying to make like the public believe, and it kind of just backfired for the simple fact that they did no investigation on Young Thug's finances. You have a multi on trial. He said this before. Had he committed crimes, then he deserves to trial for these. But have a multi-million artist on trial that you never pulled his finances,
Right.
looked through his finances. You never did any of that, which I'm confused because that's what they were saying about during the trial. But I keep telling people, go back until the day where they took the plea. They did look at his finances. But we're going to go with what they said during the trial. They never looked at his finances. It was a slap in the face for him to sit here and listen to him say that in order for you to be a part of YSL, you had to pay a $25 fee. Dog doesn't need $5. That's just, I mean, that's just
right.
the truth.
And
but not,
I don't know. Do you have TikTok?
No, go ahead.
There's a girl on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lawyer from Atlanta, and her name on TikTok is Bomber Dog. She said, this was like 2 weeks ago, that she has the proof that Nathan Wade has Jeffrey's watch.
Wow.
She said, I got the receipts. She said, I know where that watch is. Yeah, she said, I know where that watch is.
What is her name?
Her name is Rachel Grout.
Rachel, how are you spelling the last?
Her last name is Grout. She's on X.
Okay.
And she's a Bomber Dog on TikTok.
Okay, I'm gonna go over there and look at what got me that with the was that Viverito is the last person that's seen photographed. What didn't make them what was being over explained was, what did you do with the watch after you were photographed? If you're law enforcement supposed to be vigilant and, you know, and look at everything that's in front.
Hey, I'm gonna bring Flesh of the Gods up.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. Flesh of the Gods will send me a.
Hey, Flesh.
Flesh. What's going on?
What up, family? Y'all got a lot of echoing going on.
I told you, I'm trying. I thought it was me, but
I'm adjusting my volume to try and take it out, but I don't want to go too low. You know what I mean?
Well, you sound fine. All right, so I get a little better now.
So what's happening is when she speaks, it's picking up the background of her through your speakers because you don't have any headphones on. So you would have to either wear headphones or cut your speaker volume down so it doesn't pick up on the mic. Keep your speakers away from your mic, or just push mute whenever she speaks. If that's easier, just mute your mic when she speaks because it's echoing and it's hard to hear what she's saying.
Oh yeah, echoing now.
I did move my mic from up on my hat to down on my tripod, and I think that helped a little.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I just stopped by to say what's up and see if I can help y'all with that real quick because there's people tuning in and they hearing the echoes.
Oh.
But it sounds better though. Just push mute, Sapphire. Whenever she speaks, if you could just mute your mic, then that'll solve the issue temporarily.
All right, that's fine. I can do that.
All right, I didn't mean to interrupt your conversations or nothing. Y'all can go ahead.
Oh, hey, you're welcome on my channel. You know that.
I responded to your email, Flash. Y'all, I don't know what happened, whether you checked it or not.
Cool. Well, y'all doing a good show. Y'all doing a good job. I'm tuning in. I'm kind of working on my car in the background, so
Oh, okay.
but
Uh,
I'll stay on for a minute and then I'll tune in if I'll say something if I'll say anything. I didn't want to interrupt you, so go ahead where you was.
no, just
All right.
important Sapphire. Told him I was gonna come on today, so um, yeah. So the thing for me was it's when it comes to that watch. Hey, Chadiggy, I see Chadiggy is saying hi in the comments. Sapphire Ridge. Um, so for me, when it comes to the watch, like she was too descriptive for me. Like, you knew exactly where you put the watch, in the corner way in the back on the right hand side, and and she answers the question the same way all the time. And then we turned the house over to Jeffrey Sr., and it was someone else that was with him, because of course they have to um, have that documentation of who they turned the house over, even though they don't have any other documentation like reports that are important, and things like, they don't have that, but they can tell you who they turned the house over to. And they forgot that the watch was there. But if Nathan Wade does have the watch, it's going to be hard for him to try to go out and wear this watch anywhere. And then how can you afford a watch that costs that much money?
Right. When she said that 2 weeks ago, Megan wrote on X that she had the receipts that Nathan Wade had the RM watch.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, holy cow. That means that Nathan was paid from Jeffrey's account. They seized the assets account.
Yeah.
That means that he got that as a payment.
I'm wondering if she was trying to be sarcastic, because they had those documents about where the money was going. Umbridge, she did a live on this, where the money was going, where Nathan Wade was being paid from, because he wasn't Fulton County staff. They hired him as a oh my goodness, they hired him as a vendor.
Right.
So initially he was getting paid from state funding, but then they filed this civil suit against Jeffrey Williams to have him forfeit all of his assets. And so even though that's not completed as of yet, Nathan Wade was paid from that account. Nathan Wade was paid a total of $770,000. So I'm wondering if she was and I think that was from, like, both accounts. And then right after everybody started getting wind of everybody started getting wind that this was public knowledge for them to see. And so how everybody working collectively, everybody sharing information, or basically telling you where you can go and find the information. Just like that, the information was removed, but it was too late. A lot of content creators have it. And so I do know that she fought that civil suit, and I don't think the court yet, because it's still his attorney for that as well.
Right.
They're going to have to, whatever they have of Jeffrey, they're going to have to turn that back over to. He bought those things with his business money. They weren't making money playing in the game. A lot of them were asking for money to get law attorneys. They don't have the money to pay attorneys and stuff like
Right.
that. So what are they benefited from being in the game? And the state is alleging that they are this enterprise and they are making all of this money from crimes that they are committing in furtherance of this gang or enterprise or furtherance of YSL. If I was Jeffrey Williams, I would sue them. YSL is still, his business is still labor. Sapphire, are you hitting the button? Because it's like it's echoing really bad.
What button?
I think
You gotta mute when every time she speaks, you gotta go on mute, and then you can unmute when she talks. But whenever when you talk, but then when she talking again, you gotta go back on mute, or else because it starts echoing every time she talks.
Okay.
so it's you get an echo when he's talking too. Do you have like two mics? Do you have your mic, the mic that you have on your hat, and do you have an additional mic as
No,
well?
it's not another. It's from the speakers. It's because his speakers are playing, and then
Oh,
whenever we talk, you can hear our voice coming out of his speaker as well as us talking. So that's why it's echoing.
oh yeah. See, now you're not echoing, and I'm not either. So whatever you're doing now,
Yeah. I
so
muted while you were talking.
yeah. So I think that's just it. That's what Flush is trying to tell you. To mute when either of us are talking. But I don't know. I'm wondering if she knows or that was something that she was saying sarcastically, because a lot of people were being sarcastic in a way, really, like you paid him out of this account, so if you got the watch, I mean, and who's to tell what else um what else they've done. I think what correct me if I'm wrong, Flesh or Sapphire, if you know, what did they confiscate, like what, 6 or 7 cars, something like that. It was about that many.
They
Mm-hmm.
confiscated a dozen cars,
Mm-hmm.
over, like, I think it was $7 million in jewelry. And then they didn't inventory the jewelry. That's what blew my mind. They brought out that bag. And when they have the jewelry like that, each individual item is supposed to be in its own bag with an item number. They put all the jewelry in one evidence bag.
I think that they just so confident that they had this case, you know, hook, line, and sinker, and so they weren't thinking about anything except uh, them being found guilty. But they didn't know that they were going to really have to do some real lawyering, because the lawyers on the other side did not come to play about their clients. And so this probably is one of the first times that they ever had to work this hard, um, for a case. So I don't know how they're gonna move forward. I do know that they requested to have 6 defendants from the trial that's coming up. The charges dropped.
You on mute now. You on mute,
Yeah, let me
Sapphire.
check something here. Does that make a difference?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah.
I went into settings and I set the echo cancellation to on and automatically adjust mic volume. Does that
Oh,
take the echo away?
No, I still hear her echoing from your speakers.
yeah, it did. The God and help him, but I can
Let's
still,
try this.
I still hear the echo.
Is that better?
I would have to flash with. Yeah, it's echo. So I don't know what. Um, I don't hear when I only hear when I.
It's less, but it's still there. But it's going a little
Yeah,
less
I
though.
turned the echo cancellation off and I turned down the volume.
Okay. Can you still hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys fine.
Okay, yeah, that works. It sounds a little better.
I was trying to figure out what was going on because I can't hear the echo on my end. On my end, everything sounds fine.
I, can you say something, Survivor Speaks?
No, now you echoing flash. Yeah, it's still echo.
All right.
Yeah, you might just have to
Yeah,
play more
you just
what I've
gotta
been
keep your
saying.
hand on the mute button. You just gotta remember to unmute when you talk, and then mute when she talk. And then if you have any headphones, that would cancel it all out. If you have some headphones to put on.
I don't have any. I have to get some. I have to come up with money.
Yeah, I don't use them. I don't use headphones either. But you have to just keep your speakers like as far as away as you can away from your mic, and keep the volume as low as you can without it so it doesn't pick up on the microphone.
Let me try some. What if we, can you hear me if I put the mic over there?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah, that works a little better.
Yeah, I moved the mic over on my filing cabinet to the right of me. I had it clipped to the tripod below the iPad. Hey, Brooklyn. Hey, everyone. Welcome.
What up? What up? All right. I just was coming in real quick. I gotta get back working on this car. I appreciate y'all. I'll still be listening though. I got it playing in the background.
All right. Thanks, Flash.
All right. Much love.
So does that help people? I turned the iPad a separate direction. Actually, my iPad sits on a tripod, so I can move it around.
Oh, now I can see the chat. Chadiggy, you got Zach, Becky Einhorn, Laugh Always. Hey, hey, family. I see you guys now.
Yeah. We'll have to do this again, Survivor. This has been really, really good.
Yeah, sure thing. Sapphire always willing to help each other out.
Yeah.
It's good, great conversation. But as soon as we can get your get you some headphones, that should cancel out the issues that you have. If I'm
Right.
available to help you, kind of like troubleshoot, just let me know. I'm always willing to do it, to do that. We try to help each other,
Right.
and that's all that matters.
All right. I think I'm going to get out of here. We've been almost an hour.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go get my daughter, and I have a live schedule for 6:15. So I'm gonna go get my daughter from work and take a little break, and then I'll be on at 6:15. But thank you so much for having me up, Sapphire.
No
And
problem.
you can just shoot me an email anytime, like you
Yeah.
think you have something interesting that you want me to help chime in. I'm more than happy to hop on. All
No
right,
problem.
I'm gonna drop down.
You
Thank
know, it's
you.
like I said in my email to you.
Yes,
I believe, and I believe this firmly, that us content creators have to stick together and help each other out when we need help.
that is correct. You're absolutely correct, sir. So you have my email. You can email me. If anything, if I can be of any help, like I said, even just to troubleshoot, shoot me an email. I think I send you my schedule for the weekend, and the weekends it's like pretty flexible, but um here to help if you need me.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna drop down.
All right. So thanks, guys, for coming on and helping out with the echo issue. I'll get that straightened out before we do the next live. Love you guys. Take care.